welcome back to the channel. As ever, you can find me over on Instagram at the House of Langford and over at Sews, and I'll pop up a list of everywhere else you can find me, because there is also, where's my hair doing? There's also a Discord group. We have a Patreon account now as well. If you wanted to support me over there, there is a Ko-fi account if you wanted to support that way, and I have a website. So all of the things will be here or in the description box down below, because there's only so much space on the screen. So hi, welcome back if you are a returning viewer. If you are new here, hi, you are very much welcome. My name is Maddison and it is currently the 3rd of July, which means it is time for my monthly roundup. So it's time to discuss what I've been up to over June. And to be honest, I've done a lot, but I've only worked on 3 projects. Well, maybe 5? Anyway, I have a brand new mug. This is the Recluse Crochet Cabin Camp from Pigeon's Nest. I love this design. It's just so cute and cozy. My tea's almost ready to drink. It's a little bit hot for me still. So we'll pop that to one side. And we'll get on with it. So at the end of each month, I like to try and set myself plans or goals for the following month. Things for me to focus on and try and aim towards doing, working on something, completing something, adding progress, that sort of thing. So for June, I had four goals or plans for the month. The first one was to finish off Yuto, the Japanese Flycatcher. I haven't done that. I don't think I've even touched Yuto this month. So he goes onto my list for next month again. I wanted to finish off the small mushroom guy that I started because I only had a head. I have not touched that either, but I have picked it up over the last 2 days of July, so you'll see that at the end of the month. The next one was to design an advent pattern. I've ticked this one off because technically I have designed the segment. The idea is to use a 24 10-gram mini advent calendar in 4-ply and to pretty much use all of that advent. But my advent doesn't come with 100-gram skein for like day 25. So I'm looking that way because it's on my table where I've been blocking it. I've taken all the pins out and it's kept its shape, so I'm pretty happy with that. But I've only got 6 blocked and ready for the detailing. I think I have another 4 to show you. And it takes up so much space, I'm going to have to do it in bits. So that's where we're at with that. So I have designed the segment itself. I've designed the pattern that goes on it. What I need to do is once I've got all 24 done, then I can work out how I'm going to finish off the bottom edge. That's all that needs doing with it, and weave all the ends, of course. So I've ticked that one off because technically I have designed the part I wanted to design, if that makes sense. That was very long-winded. The last one was to finish another active whip. Now, I haven't done that either. So of the 4, I've kind of done 1. But that's okay. They move into next month and we'll just keep rolling them over. So, shall we get on to my finishes? I tend to follow a standard podcast setup format where I go through my finishes, then my whips, acquisitions, and my plans for next month and anything that's happening throughout the month, or I've like life stuff generally sort of gets dropped in throughout. Anyway, my notebook is right in front of me, so if I am looking down, that's why. But I only have 1 finish for June, and that was because it was on a deadline. So my only finish of the month is actually my Imaginists creature, which is Imaginists subscription box number 22 from TOFT. I have now cancelled this subscription because I have quite a lot of TOFT yarn and I've got quite a lot of TOFT projects that need working on. So you get 150 grams, I think it is, of yarn. So for this quarter we got 4 colours. We had 2 of hyacinth, which is a nice blue, very pale blue. We had 1 peach, which is this one, 1 apricot, which is this one, and 1 raspberry, which I have pretty much used all of. So I can't show you what ball of raspberry looks like because I'm pretty sure that I've got another one, but it's in one of these drawers. So those are the colours, and originally I was going to do something like this. I don't know if you can see, there we go. But then I felt like it was a bit too safe and a bit boring in a way. There wasn't anything like overly creative about it. And as soon as I started going with it, I thought, oh, I made this section for, oh, it looks like a flame, and then found the flames for the campsite book, the campsite pattern in one of the mini mags. So I made lots of the little flames, and I mentioned to a friend that I wasn't sure what to do with them or where to put them, and she said, well, what about a mohawk? So we have a mohawk of fire. This is my Imaginists creature. So he has become a fire demon warrior. So the only thing that I have designed myself for this pattern is these sections and all the bits that join it together, because these on his feet are free of the flame pattern, and I have 1 flame on each wrist with a little band that I've made to attach them so they look like cuffs. He's got cuffs on his ankles. He then has this breastplate. We've got shoulder plates here. They are flames as well. There's one on either side. And then we have this massive piece on the back, because I had 4 of these and I wanted to do something different on the back. So it has 5 of the smaller flames to create this big pattern. So we have that, and then because I felt like he was a warrior, he needed some weaponry. So I managed to get my hands on the Knights pattern, and there is a sword pattern in there. So I made the sword and then made it flame. So he made it look like a fiery sword. So he has his own sword of fire. And I didn't have any, or I couldn't find any small pieces of thin dowel to put in the sword, but I did find a crochet hook, a double-ended crochet hook, which came from a kit somewhere. So I threaded that inside, so it is solid. And then when I came up to try and find something else, I do actually have mini wooden dowels in here. So I may have to swap it over at some point, but for now, the crochet hook is doing its job, so that is okay. So this is the raspberry colour that I've used for the bottom half of him. And he will get his own video where I'll talk a little bit more in detail and about how I've made this pattern, how I've done the flame bit on the sword, and what sort of body parts and things I've used from the book. So that is the only thing I have finished for June. I literally was working on him until the very end of the 30th of June. And then as I went to bed, I was posting the photos of him. So right up to the wire, but I am very pleased with how he has turned out. So that is my finish for June. So moving on then to works in progress, and I have 4. There are 4 things I have worked on for this month. And I was going to show you this one first, but what I'll do is show you these first. I have been working on my Granny Square challenge. So I am now up to square 19, which is this one. I'm using my blocking board from the Pigeon's Nest. And so I've got one more to do, which will make 20, and then I am going to take them all off, weave in the ends and block them. That is the plan anyway. So I've got one more square to do that. I am using the Granny Square card deck from Claire Montgomery, and it sits on my table here because I'm doing that every week. And I'm just using scrap yarn, so whatever I have that's DK, that is what I'm using. So that's the first thing I have been working on this month. So I think I did 4 squares this month, maybe 3. No, I did do 4. Yeah, 4. There's 4 on there. Right, so moving on then, my next project is my Litmus Carol, which is in my East Anglia Yarn bucket bag. This is the year 3 print, and I've got all the badges. So this has been worked up in 4-ply. It is Laura of Folk Yarn Studio, who is the director of the yarn show, the yarn festival. This is the Lonely Knitter yarn brand, and I'm using her Game of Thrones colours. So I have 6 minis, and then I had 100 grams of the Hold the Door, which is the neutral colour, and I have run out of yarn. I have run out of my neutral, and I have 2 more mini skeins to finish up. I have the light blue and the red. So I'm just waiting to see if I can get a hold of Laura to see if she's got any more or can get more or knows where I can get more. Because I think it's an undyed skein. But I know why it's happened. It's because my tension changed dramatically in the middle and got a lot looser. Yeah, so I need to find some more, and then that will actually be finished. My aim was to finish this month, and I couldn't because I ran out quite early on in the month. So that's what I started off working on. I am using 3.5mm circular needles. My yarn, my needle stoppers are little axolotls from Quack Yarns, and the pattern is from Jude Harper, who actually has a new YouTube channel here called Rewilding Jude. It's going really well, and they're creating a homestead in Aberdeenshire, which is looking lovely. A lot of gardening, and a chicken coop is being built. Yeah, so actually, on the talk of Aberdeenshire, I do actually live in Glasgow now. So even though I have quite an Essex accent, I do actually reside in Glasgow. We're just outside of Glasgow now, so I forgot to mention that at the beginning. But anyway, next on my list then. Now, I'm sure you've already seen this. I don't think I've actually put anything into this since I showed you at the end of May, but I'm showing it here because I did put 2 rows in at the very beginning of the month, but I think you've already seen that. So this is my On the Seashell Blanket. It is a pattern by Rosina Plain. I am working it up in King Cole Island beaches in Pebble and Lagoon. So I finished the seahorses last month and started working on the next section of shells, which is a reverse of this bit. It's getting rather big. So now that I have effectively spent all my time trying to finish the Litmus Carol that I couldn't finish, and now finished off the Imaginists creature, I might actually get back to this. I want to tick it off my bingo board, so I need to get on with it. And then the last thing I have to show you, oh, this is also a, where's this bag from? Jibberoo Sews, my big sheep bag. And then this one is a Janie Crow bag. Can't remember what the print is though. I do keep the labels somewhere. This is my advent project that I'm working on. I'm using my 2020 gemstones advent from Siobhan Crafts, and I have 4 here that are all joined up. It goes, no, that is right, that way. So I have 4, and I have the next one all balled up, ready to go. But again, this was put to one side so I could do the Imaginists creature. This is pretty much most of what I've worked on this month is only this project. I will put in some overlay of the other pieces that I have for it, which are on the blocking mat still. And so I have finished, I've written the pattern for this section, and I just need to take some more photos for it and then write up how to do the outlining on top. I've designed it so that you can join as you go, so you create each segment and join it to the one it's next to. So for example, you make the big one first, then you make the medium one and attach the medium one to the big one, then you make the little one and then attach the little one to the big one and the previous section as well. So it's all joined at the same time. But one of my minis, this blue one, was actually 9 grams and not 10 grams. So there wasn't enough yarn, because that is literally it, to join it to the ones that I have on the blocking mat. And I think if you wanted like a really neat finish, then you could do them all individually and block them individually and then join them together. But that's a lot of sewing, so I was trying to do it without all the sewing, and now I need to sew that one to the other one. But I'm going to do them in 6s and then block them and see how I go from there. So once I'm on holiday next week, well, not on holiday, I'm taking the week off so that Ralph and I can spend some time together. Ralph is my husband. So we're going to do some day trips around Scotland, and I want to see if I can get the detailing done on the bit that's been blocked and weave all the ends in to see how it's going to look, because it's very long already. I mean, I've got a set of 9 blocking mats and I've had to do it in this really weird configuration, which we'll see in the video, so that I could fit it all on there, because it sort of arcs on its own. So I think eventually it will do a 360-degree circle, and it might even go over that as well. I guess we'll see. Right, this is at temperature now, so I'm going to continue to drink. And that is it for my whips. So this month's going to be a bit of a short episode, really, isn't it? Because that's all my stuff. That's all I've been working on for this month. I have pretty much been trying to work on the advent because I wanted to try and do that in June, but other things got in the way. Yeah. So that is where we're at in terms of finishes and whips. So let's move on to acquisitions. There are a few. I've got my usual subscriptions as well. I have 3 subscriptions. I don't count the TOFT ones anymore because they have their own videos, so I don't tend to mention them here unless I finish them. But I did get, this was a pre-order, but this arrived in June. This is the La Bien, is it La Bien Amy? Or La Bien Ami? It is a kit for Amy the sheep. It uses La Bien Ami Merino Aran in confetti cake. So it's got sparkly, like speckles on it. And this is the full kit. So it has the yarn in it. It has a crochet hook, needle, pattern and stuffing as well. So that is all in there. So I want to have a go at that. That was a pre-order because they pretty much sold out straight away. So yeah, that one arrived in June. And I'm going to have to put my tea down. So I have tried to put everything in a new project bag. Just to try and keep it all tidied up here. But this is my new project bag and it is massive. I mean, there is still space in it. It's quite heavy considering what I put in here. But you're going to see just how much is in this bag. This is the new project bag from the Pigeon's Nest, Bex. So emotional support project. So it's perfect for like a blanket project. Because I have 2 of her smaller pouches. This is the original one. And then I have a black one with pink bright in it as well. But as you'll see in a moment, I do have another one now. Yeah, so I'm going to pop this back on the floor because, like I said, it is huge. And everything I show you, other than my Blue Fern yarn, is coming out of this bag. So I'm literally just going to grab stuff and show you because I did write it all down, but actually we will be here sometime if I try and do it in order of how I've written it. So this is actually the last thing I was going to show you because this leads on to, no it doesn't, this is 2 of my yarn subscriptions for the month. So the first one is Dyed in the Wool. So this is the D&D inspired yarn for this month. They're doing D&D inspired yarn every month this year. So this is the subscription club. This one is called Rogue. It is DK, superwash merino and nylon. And it's got, look at all those colours in there. So I'm going to pop that with the rest of them. And I also have, apologies for the rustling, I have the last Animal Crossing yarn, Animal Crossing from Wild Magic Yarns. And it's in paw print tissue paper because this month was Tom Nook, who is a little raccoon who owns a shop in Animal Crossing. And as the bag has opened, I have dropped stickers. Here we go. See? Well, that's Timmy. Is that Timmy? Are they Timmy and Tommy? The little twins. Got bells. We have another sticker, which is this one, which is one of the Islanders. And this is the card for May of 2025. So you order them they turn up the month after. And we have a little bells bag stitch marker. And we have a little shrink plastic Tom Nook, who has a bell as well, which is very cute. And the yarn is here. So I'm getting this on DK as well. It is the same makeup as this one. And this one's called Tom Nook. Look at him. He's so cute. So again, that's going to go with the rest of them. They're in one of my cubbies up here. So we'll pop them down for a moment and I'll come back to that at the end when I need to tidy up so I can actually get out of here. I am running a workshop this evening at 5:30 in Glasgow, and I have an hour until I need to leave here to get the train. So next up, I have some new bits and pieces from Galaxy Games. I've ordered them from them before. Their name is Leah. And no, this is the wrong box. Anyway, this is the right box. Yeah, so I've ordered from Leah before. I have a couple of scrunchies from them. I have actually lost one. I have no idea where it's gone. I'm sure it'll turn up at some point, but I cannot find this scrunchie. So I bought some more. There we go. And Leah was having a huge sale because she is going to be making some new different stock. So she was trying to clear the shop, as it were. So I have some more scrunchies. This one has different Pokemon on it. And it's got a little lace edge, which is quite cute. They're nice and stretchy. This one is Millennium Falcon, but it is rainbow. So it's like Rainbow Bright, but it's the Millennium Falcon. So I have Star Wars on. This is the size of scrunchie that I lost, one this big. So we have that one. I'm not going to be able to put them all on my wrist, am I? I might be able to. And then I have a large one, Jumbo, which is Animal Crossing themed. Lots of different icons from Animal Crossing on a big yellow background. They're so much fun when I put them in my hair. I also picked up a hair slide of the Water Evolutions for Squirtle. So these are laser engraved. They're just cute. I like that. I've got some stickers, but they're all in one pack, so I can't show you them all. I'll see if I can get some pictures for you. And Squirtle was my Pokemon of choice for the original games, so I got some Squirtle earrings, and they are huge. They're like the size of my ear, so they're going to be really fun to wear. So I have those, and I was a big Sailor Moon fan. I still am a big Sailor Moon fan, really, but we don't have the channels to watch it. So Leah had this fabulous, trying to get it to sit square in the packet because it's moved. That would do. We have the pendant, and I have matching earrings, and again they are huge. But look, they're so sparkly. They are just so much fun. So I have those. I'm very happy with these. So that is everything I got from Galaxy Games. I will try and link everybody down below. Like I said, Leah is clearing her website. And I think there was another scrunchie that I wanted, but it was out of stock. Which was a grass friend. So I think it was like a blue or green background with more Pokemon on them. So that is in there. So now that I've shown you, I can take them out of the box. They can go into the bedroom to be worn. So there's that one. The other box that I picked up is from Ali of Little Drops of Wonderful. I ordered a Little Drops of Wonderful pin badge and 2 of her patterns as well. So it all comes wrapped up so nicely. And we have, it's got little mushroom washi tape. So this is the Little Drops of Wonderful pin badge. I have the Dodgy Bag pin badges as well. Ooh. Sure, I only ordered the Little Drops badge. But I have 2. So I got 2. I think I'm going to send one to my friend. And then she's also included one of these. Have happy adventures. I may have bought that. I don't remember what I've ordered now. It was so long ago. But I have 2 badges and that one. She's also included a little sticker for me as well. They are just cute. And because I ordered, I think I ordered like towards the end of May, and Ali was adding Origami Stars to all her orders in May. I think I ordered right at the end or like the very beginning of June. And she's included 2 Origami Stars for me as well. So I'm going to see if I can put them on display somewhere. And then we have a postcard a little drop of wonderful. Oh, she always includes a lovely note. Says, thank you so much for ordering from my shop. I hope life in Scotland is treating you well. Sending hugs from the south. Thank you, Ali. So that's my little order from Ali. So I'll pop those to one side and we will get those onto Project Bag at some point. Right, next up then, what else is in this bag? That I want to show you last, because that will take us into my plans for July. Very exciting plans for July. And what's next? So I have a tiny project bag from a wee crafty owl. It says crochet is my therapy, even though there are knitting needles on it, but oh well. It's got a big button and this little loop here, and then there was another one hanging up, which one says just a girl who loves crochet. Flip it that way around so you can see. But yeah, neither of them have crochet hooks. They both have knitting needles, but I just thought the slogans were quite cool, so I've picked those up. And I also got a pair of small circulars, fixed circulars, so that I can put my sock onto this needle, because it's currently on magic loop, and I've really enjoyed just going round and round and round on the 16-inch circulars from my Litmus Carol. So I think doing the socks on these will be a bit easier for me, because I can just go round and round and round. And what they have is one short needle and one longer needle, so I need to transfer my sock over to those, and then hopefully I can get some more progress on that, and maybe get down to the toe this month. We'll see. And then I spotted this hanging up. It is a skein from Loverbug's yarn, hand dyed by Diana in Scotland, and this is a sparkle sock. It's called La Katrina. It is 4-ply, 100 grams, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% silver stellina. So it's sparkly. You can just about see some of the sparkle in there, but it's got all these fantastic colours, and it just reminded me of Day of the Dead and the sugar skulls and all the decorations that they have on. So that's going to be a super fun project. That's my little haul from the wee crafty owl. I think I picked them up in 2 separate visits, because I got the needles in one visit and then got the rest in another. So there's that one. Then I went to Helen, Giddy Yarns. I went to her open studio day. I think it was like the 22nd of June, and picked up Gnomes of Grimblewood. I really do want to make a gnome, and having this physically means that I can just follow the pattern quite easily, and I think we'll find a nice easy one to do. But what I thought was quite cool is when you open up the book, the inside cover opens up as well. You've got all of those gnomes there, and then it does the same at the back. So there are more gnomes there as well. I just thought that was really cool. So I picked that up. I meant to get that the last time I went, which I think was May. No, March maybe. Can't remember. But yeah, I meant to get one the last time I went and I forgot. So I picked one up this time round. And for going, we also get a little goodie bag. So I have some needle stoppers, which are cute little elephants, and I have a mini skein, which is 4-ply. I don't know how many grams though, possibly 10, which is rather cute. I like those colours as well. And because I needed some contrast yarn for my Gemstones Advent project, I picked up 2 skeins of undyed sparkle. Let me show you this one. I've already caked this one up. So it's undyed 4-ply on sparkle base, which Helen kindly sold me 2, so that I can use this one for the Advent project I'm working on. And then I know there's a project either in my head or elsewhere that I need an undyed for, because all of these are so brightly coloured, I need contrast for them. So anyway, I have an undyed skein to do something with those. And I picked up another set of needles. So these are 4 mils. These are 100 centimetres higher. So it's circular needles because I want to make a knitted tee for July. So I'll go on to that a little bit more in a minute. I need a 5 mil as well, but Helen didn't have any because I don't know if they do them in this size. But I need to find a 5mm 100 centimetre cable. So that's on my list of things to find. And then finally, from Pigeon's Nest, I picked up the Yes You Cardigan pattern, which is a booklet, because it has like all the information you need in there on how to make it for whatever size, whatever weight of yarn. I have a notebook which is actually dotted, which is really useful, and it uses one of her designs from the what was the collection called? It's to do with mental health. I can't remember what it was called. In the fills. It's from the infill. So it's got crochet hook on there, scissors, stitch markers, yarn, and stars. I have that, and the last thing I got from the Pigeon's Nest, all my words roll into one at the moment, is another emotional support project bag. This one is neon orange. It was a second because I think it misplaced when it tried to stick the first time, but other than that, it works perfectly fine. So that is another project bag for me. And let's go over, I'm going to show you blue fern yarns, and then I'll show you the last thing. Right, blue fern yarns. I have been getting Shannon's Gods and Goddesses sock sets or shawl sets. So I get a 50 gram and a 20 gram? Yes, a 50 gram and a 20 gram. Now, I think I've been showing the wrong months at the wrong time, if that makes sense. So I think the last one I showed you, I don't remember. Anyway, I have now received July's, because you paid the month before, but that arrived in July, so I'm not going to show you that, but I want to show you the last 6 months altogether, because I'm sure I've shown this one off. This is Poseidon. This is June's colours. Yeah. Anyway, nice stormy blues. So I have gone through my emails, my order emails, and written the months onto all of the sets so I can go through them. But I didn't wait for my pen to dry. So January, and it's also 6 months in now, so it's kind of nice to show half of it, and then I'll show the other half towards the end of the year. So this is January's. This is Zeus. So I have 50 in the main colour, and then a 20 gram sort of complementary colour. So this one's got some like Thunderbolt colour. So that's January. February was Aphrodite. So lovely pinks and purples. It's very soft, this one. We've got a pink mini to go with it. Then March was Apollo. So we've got all the yellows and golds. April was Artemis. So it's quite earthy, this one, but still with the yellow sort of gold tint to it. Then May was Pan, which is all the greens. These are just so nice, and the mood boards that go with them are so pretty. And finally we have Poseidon, which is June, which is all the blues. Stormy blues. So those are the 6 we have so far. See if I can get them all here. Probably not, because they keep falling off the chair. There we go. So that is the first 6 months of this subscription. So I'm looking forward to getting the next 6 months. As I said, July is already here. July is really pretty. And the next one, I think, which August, is Athena. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. So I think it's going to be similar to Aphrodite, but more gold. Think Athena in the Eternals. That's sort of the colouring, I think, like white and gold maybe. But anyway, so that is that. Right, the very last thing then is I have yarn from Lay Family Yarn. Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful went and dyed some more colour, a new colourway. Now I've already used her first one, which was Wonderland Walk, which was all greens and foresty colours, and I have used both of the skeins I got for that. And a few podcasters that I watch and a few friends have made or are making the toaster tea, so I wanted to make one myself, and I wanted it in this new colourway. So it's called, I think it's called Whimsical Wonderland. Yep. It's got a yellow base, and then you have pinks and splotches of purples throughout. I have it on DK, and I have 4, so that I can make the toaster tea. And I am so looking forward to it. So I need to start getting these caked up. I think I'm going to have to alternate, because that one definitely has more purple in it. So I'm going to have to alternate skeins as I go. But this is going to be my first knitted garment, and I'm really excited to get started. So I have the 4mm needles, which I think is what I need to start it and do the ribbon for the neck. But then I'm going to need to find some 5mm to carry on and do the rest of it. So yeah, I'm really excited. I didn't find any knit needles the last time I went to the Wee Crafty Owl, because I wasn't really looking for them at the time, and I haven't been for 2 weeks, which I'll explain now. So the reason I haven't been for 2 weeks is because my back seized up 3 weeks ago now. 3 weeks ago my back seized up. It didn't seize up until I was on my way home from the Knit and Natter at Wee Crafty Owl on the Thursday. So I didn't go to karate that night, and it's just got worse and worse ever since. And it hasn't even sorted itself out. I have tried stretching, I have been icing it, I have been putting cold packs on it, I've had my feet up, I've had my feet crossed, I've lied down, I've stood up. The only time I'm not really hurting is when I'm up and I've been moving for a little while. So I have to keep moving. I know that when I try and stand up from here, it's really going to hurt. But I really wanted to get this filmed. So yeah, these are going to become a toaster tea. and I am very excited. So, oh, what project bag should I put them in? Maybe I'll start a vlog series on me prepping and getting the toaster tea made. So maybe I'll decide on a project bag when I do that. But yeah, aren't they pretty? So that is all of my acquisitions. I'm looking down at my list. I'm like, yes, that is all my acquisitions. So they are from Lay Family Yarns. They are Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful's new colourway, Whimsical Wonderland, and I cannot wait to start knitting it up. And as I said, all of that I've just shown you, with the exception of the Blue Fern yarns, because that sits in this bag, that was everything that was in the big project bag. So it's quite spacey in there. Right, so all that's left to do really is to talk about what I'm going to do next month, or this month, July. So I've given myself 3 goals, even though I know technically there should be a 4th one. I just noticed raining. I may have to drive to the train station after all. I didn't want to. Yes, so I have 3 main plans for this month, because I know that I'm not going to be able to finish my advent this month, realistically. I'm not halfway through it yet, so, and I have other things that I want to do, so I keep putting it off. Let's get on with telling you what I'm going to do. So I've been asked to make a bride and groom set of gnomes. I've already started them and they are looking cute already, so I am looking forward to having those finished and getting those sent off to my friend. And I'm trying to adapt them a little bit so that they look like the people they're supposed to be. So I'm trying to adapt the bride so that the bottom half looks like the dress they're wearing, and the hair, for example, is in the same sort of style they're having. And then for the groom, I'm hoping to try and incorporate the colours of the kilt that they're wearing. So I need to dig out my blue yarns, I think, for that. But we'll see. So that's the first thing. I'm making bride and groom. And I wanted to finish Yuto, the Japanese Flycatcher, because I should have finished him in June, and I didn't. I think I have the body and one leg. And now that I've set up my Swift, which is right next to me, I can cake up the main colour skein for that as well, and then I can get started on his wings. And then I want to start the toaster tea. That's my aim for this month. And I want to try and get at least halfway through my Advent project. I'm doing the Advent as part of, mainly because I want to do the pattern anyway, but Laura from Flycatcher Studio has set up the Advents of Summer Make Along. And the idea is to finish an Advent project. So to use an Advent or make an Advent pattern. If you can link it to Advent in some way, it counts basically. But I wanted to try and use up this Advent and create this pattern before the end of that mail. Now that finishes in September on the 14th. So I've got plenty of time. But if I can get, so I need to get 2 more attached and blocked, and I can get all the details done on them, and I'm halfway through. That's my plan anyway. But yeah, so there are other things that I'm probably going to end up doing as well, because I've picked up the small mushroom guy yesterday and today as well, and he's been getting some work, so there's a lot going on here. But yes, I am heading out in about half an hour, 45 minutes. Hopefully the rain dries a bit, because I have a trolley and a suitcase to take with me. If it doesn't, then I'll have to chuck it in the car and go find somewhere to park my car near the train station. Otherwise it's going to get drenched. But yes, thank you so much for joining me for this month and seeing what I've been getting up to. I'm in a lot of pain. So not only did my back seize, but then it triggered my sciatica. My sciatica has never flared up for this long and been this painful ever. I got sciatica when I threw my back out completely in 2018. And I was told bed rest and painkillers and hot water bottle and cooling and all that. And that triggered sciatica. That's 2018. I've not really had a proper flare up since then. And even that was only about a week. This has been 3 weeks. And they've still been trying to get me to work. So, which isn't helping. Getting in and out of the car is not helping my back. But anyway, thank you for joining me. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. So, happy crafting. Take care. Bye.